Peacock 45 here. You can tell it's a good day for me, can't you? Yes. Got my 6-shooter right here in the holster. Should I leave it in there? Let's pull it out since it's not loaded and put it right up here where it goes. Yes, we're going to talk about Colts through the years, the Colt Single Action, through the years. Doing some other things today, and got all dressed up to celebrate too, because any day that I'm getting some of my favorite Colt Single Actions out, I become a cowboy, right, in spirit, in mind, and occasionally in outfit, even if it's a little bit lame, okay? Some leftovers from my cowboy action shooting day. Actually, I say that, but it's from back in the 1800s when I was alive. So yeah, just through the years, we want to talk about what a cool firearm the Colt Single Action is. And we just happen to have some out here that kind of represent that. And many of you, some of you are relatively new to firearms. You're not as familiar with these. You've not seen all of our videos on them. Shame on you. And so you'll see why I have them laid out. So the way I have them laid out here, and we're doing some other things, and it dawned on me, wow, how cool is this? How cool is this? We are so lucky. One of these is John's, and the others are the result of my addiction. But we happen to have, and it's what said, we need to kind of show these off and just talk about it a little bit. Just kind of talk a little bit about Colt, kind of a little bit of a tribute, mini tribute, Colt through the years. And many of you already know, you're familiar with these because you've been around a while watching our stupid videos, right? Well, what I've got here, as some of you know, is my 1883 Cavalry Colt, made in 1883, 7.5 inch Colt Single Action. Came out color case hardened frame, blue, brown frame and cylinder and everything. Blue, actually, I think. Came out with the wooden grips. This is a U.S. gun. It's a military assault pistol, right? 1883, issued to somebody. And then we've got my 7.5 inch second generation Colt. I've had a long time now. It is made in 1957. Okay, the second year of production in the second gen guns. Same gun, color case hardened, blue frame and everything. It does have some replacement grips on it. And then we've got my Davy Colt, 7.5 inch, which was made in 2016. Color case hardened frame, blue, the same format. It's just this one's a little more worn, right, than this one or that one. This one's a little more worn than that one. But just think of the years. I mean, this thing made in 1883 still functions, okay? You've seen us shoot it, black powder cartridges. This made, how many years later is that? 1957. I didn't do the math yet, but 1957. Somebody do that quickly for us. And then this one made in 2016. So, and there's being made as we speak. It is 2022 right now. So I did do the math on that. That's 149 years since the first ones of these were made in 1873. Okay, now this one was not made in 1873, it's 1883, but the first ones were made just like this in 1873. So for 149 years, and this represents, wow, talk about through the years. And let's look at these first before I elaborate a little bit more. And then, of course, this one you've seen maybe, 1874, this one was made. Wow, the barrel probably cut down, to match the others here, 4 3/4, but it's all original, and matching and everything. 1874, that's the oldest one I have. And then this one was made in 1890s, okay, 1894, I think, yeah, so 1990s, I'm sorry, misspoke, 1990s, I'm always in the wrong century, okay. And then this is John's Davy Colt, see the video, what is it called, Davy Colts, 3 generations or something, but this is one of those. And consecutively serial numbered, but with mine and Davy's. But this one's made in 2016, just like this one. Okay, so you got the same configuration, blue color case hardened. There were some made, nickel plated and that kind of thing, but these all happen to be a color case hardened, which is kind of my favorite. I have some nickel Colts, but the only difference, the biggest difference is the wear. 1874, 1990s, and then 2016, and of course the grips as far as appearance. But grips are just a different thing. It's like your shoes; you can change those out, and people people changed out their grips, made their own grips, to tailor to just like we do today with a 1911 or something. So. That's the difference. Could have put wood grips on all of these. They make, you can get wooden grips for them all, for, I guess, to compare. But I don't know what that would achieve, because the grips are a personality thing. You personalize your Colt. But anyway, it's just amazing to me. Something like this made, I'm going to shoot a couple of them and then let you go. But just a reminder to everybody, all of us, if I'm highly experienced, I'm pretty high, 6'8", but us experienced shooters, firearms collectors, whatever, and novice collectors, novice shooters, just a reminder to all of us, whether you like Colt or you really like what they're doing today or the company or any of that, but just the history of firearms. It is so interesting. It is so interesting that this thing has been made that long, since 1873, just like that. Of course, you could even go back to some that are pretty similar, even 10, 20 years before that. The Navy 51 Colt, 1851, wasn't all that different, percussion. But for the Single Action Army like this, in this configuration, that is a long time to be made. There were a couple of interruptions, World War II and different things, but to be made almost continuously all that time, and they're making them right now as I speak. Not in big numbers, but they're making them. It's just fascinating to me, and the same essential firearm. A few little differences, and the knurling on the hammer, it's a whole world of study. If you want to study that, the ratchets are a little different. There are a lot of little differences, but they're essentially the same firearm. 6-shot, we load 5 typically, but same gun, and just so cool. What else can you think of? I was trying to think of what is it that has been made since 1873 and still being made that's essentially the same, almost exactly the same, and still has a lot of appeal, a lot of people buying them and using them for whatever purpose. Paperclip, pencil, it's just not a lot of things that have not changed pretty dramatically in that length of time. And it's pretty interesting to me. Of course, it doesn't take a lot to interest me when you got a meager mind. Let's shoot a couple of them. We don't want to let you go without firing a shot. This is 1990s, 45 Colt. Got to take a couple shots with a couple of them, okay? We won't get into the black powder in this endeavor. But let's pop something. All right. Boom. Got to shoot a cowboy, right? Yeah. Uh-oh, bad place. And how about a red bowling pin? So they still work. They operate the same way, and it's just such a part of history that, and I am proud to be a part of that history. I really, I've been an aficionado of them for a long time. Let's fire this one, second generation too, while we're at it. All right, just longer barrel. It's the only real difference, right? Load 1, skip 1, load 4. There we go. Okay. There's a swinging, dangling bowling pin. Let's hit that cowboy again. Yeah, poor old cowboy. Takes a beating, doesn't he? How about that piece? Did all the same stuff. Don't I have another one left? Do I? What I do? So, a lot of fun to shoot, as I have said, with lever guns and shotguns and double action revolvers and whatever. Muzzle loaders. You're really missing out on an important piece of life. If you have not owned a single action of some kind, it could be a Colt clone, it could be a Uberti, it could be any kind. They're made the same way and takes you back into history, right? And man, all of them take you back into history. Okay, that's just a fact. The very first firearm like this I bought, I had a Ruger and some different things, but I had a Uberti clone. It was only like about $350. I bought it used, and when I picked that thing up and worked it and loaded it and shot that, and fired it, I felt like a cowboy. Even my Ruger Blackhawk, which is not an exact replica, but when I got it in about 1972, I was a cowboy. And it's really not a Colt clone, but it was a single action. And you know, I've kind of replaced that since then. But I mean, I have one just like it, and I like it. So anyway, just a little reminder, in case you needed reminding, that the Colt Single Action Army, adopted by the U.S. military, the Army, in 1873, is still around, and a great pistol, fun to shoot, and you know, we joke about it being a defensive firearm maybe and everything. There are people who carry them, really are. I mean, they're real cowboys, right? I was in a gun shop, I remember back in the 1970s or 80s in Nashville, and a guy had a cross-draw holster like I have, and he had a Colt 7.5-inch barrel. Everybody in there was packing a gun. It was Gun City, back when it was a gun shop, and that's what he wore. And it wasn't just for show. Yeah, it wasn't for show. I don't know if cowboy action shooting even existed at this time, but he had it. It was loaded. I think he had some kind of hollow points and a .45 Colt. And you know, you could do worse. You know, we might joke about somebody carrying something like this today, and you might have liability issues. I don't know, depending on where you are. But is somebody with a baseball bat not scary to you if they mean you ill will, or a big knife, or a little knife, or a rock? Yeah, a lot of people are hurt badly with all those things. So let's not pretend this is a toy. Yeah. So anyway, Colt Single Action, just a little reminder of the history, and give me an excuse to lay them out and talk about them and enjoy them while I'm out, and to dress up like a cowboy. Okay, so glad you came by, and if you don't have a revolver, I'm not sure I can forgive you, and especially if you don't have a single action of some kind, you know, you need to be working on that. Okay, doesn't have to be a Colt, but you need something that looks like that and operates like that. You know, you really do. Life is good.
Tired. It's a long walk from where I had to shoot that. Oh man. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. Since you're here, I want to let you know about our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. TalonGunGrips.com. Check out everything they have over there. You can get lots of different grips, the stick-on grip textures for your handguns and rifle grips, so go check them out. Also Ballistol, they're a firearms lubricant or anything else you might need lubricating. It's water soluble and non-toxic. Been using it on the compound and cleaning all of our guns. It's a cleaner and a lube for over 10 years. So Ballistol, Talon Grips, definitely check both of those companies out. And also, while you're on the internet, don't forget to go to Hickok45.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Hickok45, Twitter, Hickok45, Instagram, The Real Hickok45, and also I have an Instagram page where I post behind the scenes stuff and different things like that. John, JOHN_HICKOK45 on Instagram. And the next thing you have to do is watch more videos.